Everybody's always talking about their favorite superhero, but nobody talks about the supervillains. You know, the older I get, the more I think, you know, that supervillain doesn't have such a bad idea. Well, this is going to be the first in a series of videos that Great White and I do, where we each talk about our favorite supervillain. Hold on to your Mjolnirs, it's about to get nerdy in here.
Nerd, nerd, nerd. Nerdfarious.
I'm Stark.
And I'm Great White.
And you know, everybody's always talking about their favorite superheroes, but no one really talks about their favorite supervillains. So today we're going to go over one of our favorite supervillains and see if you agree.
I guess I'll kick this show off. My first choice is Victor Creed, a.k.a. Sabretooth. But 80s Sabretooth. It has to be 80s Sabretooth when he gave no care about anything other than death and destruction. An unbelievable character. I love how he show up on Wolverine's birthday and they'd start fighting. His complete lack of love for any life other than his own, I find spectacular and a true cornerstone of a good villain.
I did not expect that. And it was, what, Iron Fist number 14?
Yes, it was. Created by Chris Claremont and John Byrne.
Wow.
That's two of the greats.
I thought you were going to go with Magneto. I really thought that was your man.
I love Magneto as a villain in general, but there's just a ferocity about the Sabretooth character, and I think he's much more vicious. Luckily, he doesn't have Magneto's level of power, or things could have gone south. The X-Men series would have been done long ago because there wouldn't have been anybody left.
Yeah. Yeah, he's practically feral in the first place.
Yes, especially the 80s version. They've weakened him. They've gone back and forth with him over the years, and I haven't read a lot of the modern stuff, but you know, now he was an X-Men, now he's not an X-Men. I was just playing at being an X-Men or X-Man or X-Person, and I think they've weakened the character, but that 80s version, if you bring him into comic books today, it's a bad time for everybody.
Man. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you. I like it.
My pick is Ra's al Ghul. Now, if you're familiar with Ra's al Ghul, he first appeared in Batman number 232 in 1971, and it was called Daughter of the Demon. And the really cool thing about this was he came about in a time period when before this, Batman was really campy in the comic books.
Yes.
And then Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams, who created Ra's al Ghul, started this new story kind of style where Batman was mysterious and in the shadows and, you know, the Dark Knight and rather than, you know, campy like the old TV show. And this was one of the characters that first started that off. And one of the reasons why I like Ra's is, first of all, he wants to eliminate most of humanity so the world is in a perfect environmental balance. And those that survive, he will rule over. Now, I'm not really a people person, so I can kind of identify with that. When he first appears in issue 232, okay, we haven't even seen him yet, and I've got a copy of it here. And what is awesome is, never seen the character. Batman goes down to the Batcave, and who's he find? Ra's al Ghul, just waiting for him. And Batman says, "Who are you? How'd you get in here?" And he says, "To answer your question, I am presently known as Ra's al Ghul. You shall be seeing much of me. And to answer your second query, it was a simple matter of deduction and research. I reasoned that the Batman had to be wealthy and that he needed certain kinds of equipment. Therefore, I merely had my organization investigate you."
That's simple.
Yeah. And so here you've got Riddler, all these characters, can't figure out the Batman. Ra's al Ghul is in the Batcave the first time Batman sees him and goes, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" So I thought that was really cool. And besides that, he's been around. Some comic books, some things say This character's been around for over 500 years. Some say 700 years, because he can use the Lazarus Pit. And so his fighting skills are superior to Batman, since he's had many lifetimes to sharpen his skills. I mean, he's literally, had 10 lifetimes to get good at sword fighting and all that. And he eventually became the leader of the League of Assassins. And the reason why he kind of shows up is his daughter Talia al Ghul loves Batman. And so then he shows up in the cave and he puts Batman on a mission to test him. And this whole character, to where he admires the Batman, thinks of him as a successor in his organization of League of Assassins. And Batman says, yeah, no, you're crazy, dude. I don't want none of that. But Ra's is like, well, I will kill you, but I'd like you to be, my son-in-law. And so the whole admiration, it almost is like a James Bond supervillain.
Mm-hmm.
To where,
Yeah. He was like, I'd really like you on my side, but if not, I will kill you.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with that either. I was just hoping.
Yeah. Over the years, Ra's al Ghul's daughter Talia ends up having a relationship off and on with Batman. And eventually ends up having his child, Damian Wayne. So I don't know if the people that are, watching, a marriage can last, or it cannot, and you get divorced. But once you have a child with somebody, you are linked to them till death.
Yes.
Even if you get divorced,
permanent.
it doesn't matter. Yep. And so what's interesting is now Batman is part of Ra's al Ghul's family. Ra's al Ghul is the grandfather to Batman's son. And so whether Batman liked it or not, he is in Ra's family. The whole storyline, that character, he pops up every now and then and just causes havoc, and everybody hates him. Yeah, it's awesome. And if he gets hurt, he just goes to Lazarus Pit and comes back okay.
It's like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good choice. And you're right. I like it even more because they are so intertwined. There's not showing up fighting and he gets defeated and goes away. There's more to the dynamic than just, I don't like you, you don't like me. It's like, I don't like you, but that's my grandson and that's my son. Yeah, no, that's a real good choice. Real good choice. Well, I think that about covers it for this one. That's each one of us brought one of our villain favorites to the forefront. I think we might do this again and bring another villain to the table and see what you guys think. So I'm Great White.
I'm Stark.
And we'll see you next time.
Before you go, do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And if you have a question or a comment, just leave it down below. We'll answer it. And if you have nothing better to do, why not watch this video?